are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia.
Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Jamal Kamara once again from the city of Manchester. Tonight, we bringing you some latest information from our daily newspaper in Liberia and also around the world. Tonight, we have with us Mr. Paul Delorche, the man from the international desk, who will be telling what's happening trending around the international scene. And then also with us tonight is Mr. Yakuba Dole, Maurice Yakuba Dole, also with us tonight to discuss what is happening in our newspaper. Before we start, we're going to introduce to you our own national anthem, the Bottom Line national anthem. From there, we'll tell you what we have on the menu tonight. Let me welcome our guys tonight. Mr. Dole, for starting, how are you tonight? How are you? Welcome back to the Bottom Line. You were here yesterday and last night, We are here tonight again to talk about what's going on around Liberia and also around the world. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kamara and Brother Chilope. I'm so delighted to be part of the Bottom Line family at this time, and I hope I will continue to be with you guys then, and I will do all my best to be available at all time when I'm available. So thank you very much for allowing me to be part of you, and I will always be there.
You're always welcome. You're always welcome. And just to let you know, before I join my colleague Paul Delorche, we also live on our radio, the Bottom Line Radio 247. You can always download on the apps. We have the Android app. You can download it. We're live as well. This conversation is going on live. The live discussion. Tonight, Paul Delorche, welcome. How are you tonight? What's trending on the international scene, Chief?
Yeah, good evening, gentlemen. It's good to be back on this special edition for the Wednesday. But man, something happening in West Africa, I think is something that we all. I don't know if you guys heard that there's a serious military situation in Africa. It has been alleged. We cannot confirm that yet, but the internet services in Africa have been shut down from the international community because we've been hearing that some military coup have occurred in Ivory Coast.
Wow.
If this happens, that is a big story. So, but then we will show our audience, we managed to get some images from the Côte d'Ivoire. I mean, it's something very interesting. Yeah. So, I don't know if this
let's keep that for more details to come. But in the meantime, we'll take a quick break. We'll introduce our man again. That's I think Takun J. Also, he was having his birth anniversary last week. We'll introduce him. He's been our man for the past 3 years, always playing. From there, we'll introduce our commercial, and we'll go from our newspaper headline, what we have for Liberia, and Paul break down what he has from the international desk. Until then, please help to share the show and always like the show. We're going to always be around when it's a breaking up or breaking down. We'll come and let you know. But to let you know that we have our special days, that's our Tuesdays and Fridays. Sometimes we'll all come up when there's something to tell you. So be with us, stay tuned and buckle up. We're going to be right back after this music.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. People who are so, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not do us. I said we tired with their lies, we tired with their promises that left us to all our damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to beat? See, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people people fool us, so the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. No one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then stay, they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So, why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. They lie. The people fool us, so the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. We tired with the promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie.
John, we once again welcome again. This is the 21st of May 2025. Wednesday edition, special edition coming to you from the Bottom Line Liberia. Tonight we'll be going through some major news for headlines in Liberia and also what's happening and threatening around us in West Africa as well as in around the globe. So, Paul, let's go for a commercial break. From then we'll tell our audience what we have on the menu.
Di Lorenzo, G Grace. Hems vocal, Liberia number one vocal, Liberia number one, right? Okay.
The phrase, a new sheriff is in town, does not only belong to law enforcement. How about the introduction of Liberia's premier vodka, a quality and customized liquor for all occasions? Try the flavor of your choice. Hems Vodka, Hems Honey, Hems Bitter, and Hems Original Vodka. Hems Vodka has no hangover. That's why they say Papa drank Mama happy. Hems Vodka is sold in all stores, shops, supermarkets, and entertainment centers in Liberia. For wholesale, contact Hems Vodka at 0777 001114, 0777 000-979. We can also be reached via social media on Facebook and IG at Hems Vodka or www.hensvodka.com. In the United States, please contact Hems North America Incorporated at 610-543-9289, 484-888-1622, 484-755-8411. Hans Vodka is approved by the U.S. federal government. Hans Vodka brings out the real man in you.
I tell you in my core, in my blood. Every time when I stay on the block, everybody knows it. We hustle. And forgot that number one. Oh, from Liberia all around. It's supermarket store and everywhere. And forgot that number one. Oh.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Paul. We'll be telling you before the end of the issue, we'll tell you how this book also won a prize. Something Paul will be telling us about. Well, Liberian own production. So we also want to encourage all Liberians that are into production to do something. So Hans Vodka won a prize. Paul, are you aware of that?
Oh, really? No, I didn't.
Okay.
That's good news.
We'll tell you more about that and before we end the show. So anyway, let's go through. Once again, welcome wherever you are. We want you to share the show. We have something for you tonight. We'll be telling you what's happening in Liberia, what has been unfolding for last night. We were here last night to tell you something, and now something broke out today in Liberia. So we'll be giving you all the news. You might have heard it, you might have read it somewhere, but we also have our own version of it. So tonight, don't forget to join us. Paul, what do you think we got? Tell us what we got on our menu tonight, so we'll take you through. The first one thing we'll go through tonight. Let's see what we got here. This is something about like, no, sorry. We'll do this last about the money issues that are currently. Central Bank of Liberia reports stable exchange rate. Well, that's not trending right now. That will be a third on this issue. But what is really making news in Liberia right now is this one. It's hinted. Yeah, this one. For the other newspaper, they're talking about senators reunite religious debate. Talking about the, I think Senator Joseph Jala, Evan Snow, and Amara Conan, the two senators have put a bill on the floor at the House to for Muslims to have holidays, national holiday as well. That's the debate right now. Paul, what do you think about this? I think this has been thrown in Liberia for a couple of times, but has not succeeded. Now the three senators are coming up with a bill on the floor that issue the two holidays, major Muslim holidays, should be celebrated in Liberia. Paul, before I go to Mr. Dollar, but Paul, what do you think? Is this overdue, or we shouldn't have an issue? We should have it like, forget about this, religious not should be an issue, or let's move on with our lives. What do you think? Is something is so overdue, or it shouldn't be something that we should encourage?
You know, I mean, first I want to say good evening, guys, and to our viewers, kind of share the show. Jeba, this is a funny thing in Liberia. Right. And when I'm saying funny, do you know if the president hosts a program,
yeah,
there are two pricing, the bishop or the imam.
Okay.
They open up with a Muslim prayer and then close with a Christian prayer, or they open with a Christian prayer and close with a Muslim prayer. What does that say?
Mm-hmm.
If these people are pushing for, then let it just happen, because there's no need of hiding around the corner. While it's that when we're having occasion, you always use the two groups to pray. So common sense tells us that there are the two largest religions they have in Liberia. Since the constitution said Liberia is a secular state, it's not a religion state. But what we do, we celebrate Christmas, we celebrate Easter. So why don't you have a Muslim celebration too? I don't see any problem with this, because that's the way they behave. So we practice it already. So why don't you give it?
Okay. Before I go to Mr. Paul, I want to ask you, there's a common saying in Liberia that Liberia build a Christian principle. That has been something that they block for most people using. Why we want to bring these the Muslim given the right to, before they take over our country, they want to turn the place over all Muslims. That's a big common saying. Do you buy that argument?
I do. No. Okay. The free slaves of Liberia, when they came to establish a country where all they needed, came with the Bible, right? And we all know. But then later on, there was a revised constitution. The 1986 said we're not a Christian state, or we're not a Muslim state. So you cannot go back to what happened. But then for years, we have been practicing this thing in Liberia. Even Liberian community everywhere in the world. When they say opening prayer, they will ask for the Christian or a Muslim. So, I mean, in reality, it's there, it's been practiced. So why don't you have it? I've been advocating for them to have this Abraham Day that's celebrated all around Africa. Why Liberia can have an Abraham Day? That would be my thing. So, I mean, kudos to these guys for putting that forward. I think it's about time we should not hide away from it. This is something that we all practice. So, I mean, we have the traditional people there. They are not Christian, they are not Muslim, but they carry on their practice.
You will also argue that this should be celebrated as well. But let me go to bring that out. Let me go to Mr. Dollar. Mr. Dollar, what do you think about this? Don't you think it's overdue? It was long overdue. It should be realized by now. I know I'm speaking to you being a Muslim, and also you think like you also was already go my civil servant, and you want those face this argument, this debate in Liberia about religious, we have the Muslim and the Christian holiday be celebrated. Like they got two holidays for Muslim. They got Eid al-Fitr, which is the Abraham's Day, and after Ramadan. After Ramadan, that's one, and right after they call it Abraham's Day. But like that we should be coming up very soon, somewhere around in June, sending around all around the world. What's your argument on the bill put forward in the Liberian Senate by 3 senators, Joseph Jala, Edwin Snow, and Amara Corner, that you have Muslims 2 holidays celebrated in Liberia?
Thank you very much for giving me the floor to come over my view. Basically, the whole thing has been a hypocritical system because here is the situation. Liberia, people saying that Liberia was based on Christian principles. But when the settler arrived in this country, this particular country that we're talking about today, there was 3 major kings in Liberia. King Kaba, Tor Peter, King Sabosho Kamara. Sabosho Kamara was controlling the entire Lofa, part of Bon counties, entire Kema areas and stuff and things. Tor Peter was controlling the area now we call Mosuraro and some part of Campos and Tinden, like a Kakatas area and Tinden. King Kaba was situated in this place that they call Basa. He was situated there where he was sitting. Up to now, his grandchildren name are still available in that area. The Kaba family. So the Islamic who were practiced before the Christianity in this country. But when the people came with a Bible on their hand, we decided to manipulate system in one way or other and bring politics into religion that bring us to this kind of thing here. But however, for me, I think it's necessary we allow the Muslim people, the one that there's no argument in that. Everybody agree to a specific day. So when that day reaches, the government should take that as a respect for the Muslim communities and give that to us to make it a national holiday.
Okay. I got a quick question for Mr. Dale. Yeah, just a quick question. Paul will make an argument here, which makes sense. When you go for Liberia, big sections, locations in Liberia, I attended a couple of one when I was in Liberia recently, where they have the 2 religions offering services, prayer services at the end or at the beginning. It always very common. The bishop, the reverend, or the imam, or somebody from the Muslim council will be there to offer prayers, or somebody from the council of churches. Yeah, I want to ask you something quickly before you go. You being a Muslim is very good argument here, and also I'm a Muslim. But I want to ask you a question right now. The argument most of the people that are non-Muslims are saying there are 2 bigger religions in bigger celebration in Liberia. The first one after Ramadan, and the second one, which is Ibrahim's Day, called Eid al-Adha. The first one is, the first one is we know that they said, but the issue is about the Ramadan right after Ramadan, which it's not fixed. Right, it's cited before it's announced that it should be a prayer. Now, what date can the Muslim come with and give it to the government? Consider the government agree that there should be a day to celebrate this day or to commemorate this day. How will the Muslim community come about this? Because this has been the central argument. There's no fixed date of the after Ramadan, because we're end of Ramadan, the first month of the Muslim. There must be a day, but there's no specific date because we see somewhere from different background. 3 different prayer services being held in Liberia after the Ramadan. Why is it that how will you identify, how we come to a conclusion that this day should be settled, that this is the day the government will consider?
Thank you very much. Relatively, the prayer for Ramadan is not a set day, because it can happen on the 29th, it can happen on the 31st, it can happen on the 30th. There's no set day. So basically, if I was giving the credence to make my input, I have to say that, look, this particular time is not stable something. So what we can do, when the prayer day is announced by the Muslim region community people, we can allow the Muslim people not to go to work. They can go and celebrate their something.
No, that's not argument, Mr. Dollar. I want you to go straight to this.
Wait.
No, listen. I want you to go straight. There's a question I ask you. Yeah, I want you to go straight to without much time. I want to go to different. The argument I'm putting through is like, can the Muslim Council come together and give a specific date that
they will be able to do it because.
Yeah, this is what I'm asking.
Mr. Kamara, excuse me, sir. They will not be able to do it because it's beyond their control.
So how will you celebrate? So that won't be celebrated. That's your argument. Well, yes. Why will you suggest?
The one that is a certain time and day is the Abraham day. That is.
So you are saying, I just want to get straight point here. Are you saying that the Ramadan should not be celebrated or commemorated?
The Ramadan can be, Muslim people can be allowed to go, not to go to work that day.
No, but they are not being stopped. That's not the point. That's not an argument. They are not being stopped not to go to work. The question is, if you look what the 3 sentences put forward here, I hope one of the sentences will be able to answer this question. But if you also following or if you also have to answer the questions. The question I'm asking. Yeah, Mr. Doctor, 1 second. I want to just Paul, I hope you follow this argument.
Yeah.
Let me conclude my opinion.
No, but the point I'm asking, I want you to be straight to the point. The point is this. The Ramadan is celebrated when the moon is sighted. That means after the Ramadan has ended, those who sight the moon will tell you this day is the day of prayer. There's no specific day. How will that happen? Because different sectors in Liberia pray on different dates after Ramadan. What will you advise the Muslim Council to suggest to the Liberian government? That's the question I'm asking you. If you were to give the opportunity, that's the question I'm asking you.
Yeah, okay. The Muslim Council should appeal to the Liberian government to give them the opportunity to still home that day, not to go to work. Those are working for the government, but it should not demand them to say they should declare as a national holiday.
Okay, thank you.
On that day.
That's okay. Thank you, Paul. That's okay, Mr. Don. I understand that. Paul, just quick question. Because the Constitution Liberia, Mr. Don, it's okay. I want to go to Paul this quick question. I'm sorry, I will give you a chance to speak on this. Mr. Paul, there's an issue. The Constitution of Liberia says, let me see the quote out. The Constitution, what it says, the bills the senators are putting forward says Article 14 of 1986 Liberia Constitution, which guarantees religious freedom and equality before the law, underscores the government's responsibility to treat all religious groups equally. Now, consider this group, the traditional group, without African tradition too. Will you support them when you have a national day the traditions come together? Do we have one like this?
Well, no, the thing is, I was saying earlier, the traditional thing in Liberia is not being widely celebrated compared to the Christian and the Muslim celebration. Let's be honest. People in Liberia tend not to even, some people, the young generation, they don't even have a clue of the tradition. It's the older generation that look at it. But then they have.
Liberia, Paul. Do we have any African religion or like African religion Liberia? Do you know of any?
No, I wouldn't call it religion. This is just a traditional practice. It's not a religion. So every sector, the Group have their own sector, the Mandingo have their own sector, the Crown have the. So it's not of. So it means the 15 county, within the 15 county, they have their how they call it, cultural thing, and that's the one they call the traditional practice. So like those that go into the poorer society, for the example, not everybody, not all counties in there that send their people to poorer society. So it just tells you, so those practices, you can't say, oh, because of that, there should be holidays. So when the grow up people having their poorer days, different from when the Loma people have their
what do you find religion to be?
Religion will be like what group of people come together with some ideology that they all abide by, and then they all go by it. That's the religion. So
the African you can have the African gods, and you can also believe that their own religion is there. But probably one of them have in Liberia, I think so, right? Or we do believe that it's true. Yeah. Okay. It's about, do you have an idea of practicing practicing religion in Liberia, like what happened in other African countries? Benin is one of them. They have their own African god. They have their own religion, the African tradition. They call it African gods. In Nigeria, they got two new gods. I think they are moving in Nigeria. They have traditional religion in Nigeria as well. Other African countries too. So what much about if people in Nigeria come together traditionally, say we are atheists, we need to have our own day celebrated.
Hold on, before Padole come in, Jima, before Padole come in, Nigeria, I will give Nigeria as an example. Nigeria have Christian and Muslim, they have all of believers. Those two group of people or religion have been celebrated in Nigeria.
Exactly, I agree.
So it also been celebrated in Sierra Leone. So why is it that we can't do it?
I also understand that 5 Arab countries also celebrate Christmas. I know Sudan, they do. Sudan, Pakistan, Iraq, Senegal, a couple of African countries also do. Yeah, they do celebrate. They are all, and about 89% of them are Muslim. Also do celebrate. They also do celebrate Christmas, Easter days as well. Anyway, let's transition to the rest of it, guys. Mr. Dollar, do you have a comment before I move forward? I want you to comment.
Let me just bring you something to your attention tonight. You see that traditional religion issue where the basically practice in West African state that I know of is 2 countries. That is Burkina Faso and Mali. Because you got 3 holidays in Burkina Faso that I know of. You got a Christian holiday, you got a Muslim holiday, you got a traditional holiday.
What is traditional holiday in Burkina Faso?
Holiday is they call them the dojo. The dojo, these are the traditional people, they demonstrate witchcraft on the street. That day, everybody come on the street and see them performing their practice and things there. That's a traditional holiday they got in Burkina Faso. But the other countries like Africa, Guinea, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, only Liberia among that West African country does not particularly declare Muslims holiday. But all the countries around Liberia are declaring Muslim holiday. More especially the Abraham Day is fully and solely declared as a national holiday. And in Guinea, they celebrate Christmas as well. They declare it as a national holiday. So, what is the point? And what Paul was just saying, he said, when they go to any big occasions and things, then they always ask for two religion leaders, the Muslim and the Christian, to pray. If the Muslim pray first, the Christian pray last. Or if the Christian pray first, the Muslim pray last. So that happened in Liberia, but he started after the Liberian Civil War. I was working in the government from the starting of Samuel Doe government to the end. It never used to happen. I don't know about a 2-party government at the time. So I was teenagers, so I don't know. But after the war, after the civil war in our country, the people decided to say, look, waiting here, we all are one, so we cannot push one another away, and we cannot ostracize one another. I think it's necessary that we respect one another's faith. And we begin to introduce that. So any big occasion where the Muslim people is and the Christian people are, Christians pray first, Christian program, Muslim pray. Or Muslim pray first, Christian program, the Christian pray. We started after the war.
Okay, thank you very much. Right, that's a good thing. So if you just join us, this is the Bottom Line Liberia. We come to you live from mainland Europe. We need to know is Mr. Maurice Jacob Adole from Manchester as well, where I'm sitting from.
I'm in Preston now, Preston.
Oh, yeah, it's part of Manchester.
Yeah, no,
we also have the long body in London. So just Jordan, we want to also share the show, please. This is we always here Tuesday and Friday, but sometimes we'll come on with something new. Paul will tell you more about what's happening. Paul is keeping on our development, eyes on development in Ivory Coast. He said sketching news from Ivory Coast that there was some shooting. I think the chief of staff was killed. We understand in the gunshot or something like that. It's not confirmed yet. We can't confirm this report. Paul also getting some information from there. But before the end of the show, Paul will tell us more about what is happening on the international scene. And now, Paul, I want to move on to the next on our show tonight, the Liberian, what's happening in Liberia. Paul, what is the next we have tonight?
Put this last one, Jamal. I can't see it from here.
Okay.
I can see Jamil very well.
Yeah, you can see. So this is, Paul, I will tell you, this one, the CBL reports stable exchange rate. And this is good for Liberia living outside when they go home, and also good for the small business people in Liberia. The Central Bank of Liberia report from March this year, the currency exchange rate to US dollar has been 199.6. That's almost $2 Liberian dollars to $1 US dollars. So that has been stable for the past 3 months. So March, April, they're almost 3 months now. So that's very good news for those into small businesses. It's very stable compared to most West African countries. So just a little bit, if you want to know more about exchange rate, people change, they keep fluctuating, Liberia go up and high. It's been stable for the past 2.5 months in Liberia. Paul, what does it look like for us, we who are traveling to Liberia and also small business in Liberia, the exchange rate to be stable? Is there something good for us?
Well, people who travel from here to Liberia, it really don't mean anything to them. Okay. It's the local that actually have the problem with this, because they don't have the cash to spend. So if this government is seeing that it's stable, it's a good news for the country. Mm-hmm. But the people cannot afford to buy even kobo these days. So I don't know how this we really benefit the people on the ground. And so it's good news for internationally and also for Liberia image, but I don't see this as a good news for people on the ground.
Well, two Liberian dollars to $1 US. That's not bad, is it?
But man, this government is a government that can come to get a lot of flash stories, my brother. So anything the government come up with, I wouldn't believe it, because it was just 2 days ago, Spoon Network went to the marketplace. They were telling people about, and market women started complaining about hard shift and all that people, they go sell whole day, they can't even make $50 liberty. And now this is a good news for the government that, even if it become 1-to-1, it's a good news. But then does that address the hard shift?
No.
That's what point here.
What do you think? $2 almost $1.99.6 to $1 US in Liberia. We got dual currency in Liberia right now. So, and the US dollar against Liberian dollars. So it's not helping us. And so the $2 Liberian dollars to US dollars. That's what they're saying. The government's proud of it. It has been stable since March this year. What do you think? This is a good news for us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kamara. Look here, let me tell you something. We create our own problem. Liberia create their own problem. You see, in any country where you have the two currencies, yes, it will be difficult to have stabilities in terms of foreign exchange. You see, the the closer country around us, like the Guineas and Ivory Coast and Sierra Leone, they got only one currency. They do with international currency, which is American dollars. But one currency is fully officially recognized. So basically, based on that, their changing rate always stable. When you want to go up, you go up strictly. When you want to come down, you come down strictly. But there's no zigzag in it. But in Liberia, there's two currencies. It will be difficult. It will be difficult for our currencies for the exchanging rate to be stable. And if we could take that bold step, we did it normal day. Samuel Kenya do time. We change the US dollars, we bring in our own currencies, and it was 1-to-1 until the war came in and destabilized the whole economic system. Why we can't try this thing here? That's my opinion. That's my appeal to the Liberian government. Go on a referendum. I know when you go on a referendum, asking people, can we wipe up the US currencies in our pay systems and concentrate on our local currencies? The people will reject it because of the guy used to it, but it's not in the best interest of the people. That's why I can see.
Yeah, Paul, we might welcome those who join us right now from your end.
Sorry?
Oh, see, Shadida Brown says, Cholope, I see Fide Kati also join us, and I want to see here Mawolo Jensen also, and Mawolo S. Sianyo. Yeah, those are the people that I'm seeing from my end here.
Is it Pastor Mawolo Jason? And also we have Mawolo S. Sianyo. We said join you also, join you when you join us. So thank you for joining us. Don't forget to share. So this is the Bottom Line Liberia. We're going to come to you live from Central Europe. My name is Jamal Kamara. Tonight with me is my colleagues here, Mr. Maurice Yakuba Dollar, or the Lord Cholope, all in the UK. We're giving you some review of Liberian news flash. You see it right on the screen. Is CBL reports stable exchange rate. That means we got $1.99.6 to almost $2 Liberian dollar to $1 Liberian dollars. US dollar. Yeah, that's something good for us. According to CBL, they say yes. It has been stable since March. So good news. Anyway, we move on. Next on tonight, we will tell me what is next on the agenda. Paul, what we think we have here will be this story. Oh, sorry. This is the story, Paul. Liberia needs $7 billion for the roads.
Sorry?
We need $7 billion to fix our roads in Liberia. That was reported by the Daily Observer.
$7 billion to fix Liberian road.
What is our budget anyway? The national budget.
So can I tell you,
go on, the dollar. Go on.
This is strictly politics. We need to at least just in a little bit. You see what happened?
No, we're not talking a little bit louder, please.
Huh?
Please talk a little louder. Yeah, go on.
Did you hear me now?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, I can hear you now. Go on.
I said, I would like to dig in a little bit in politics in this matter here because it's very required for us to do something to the attention of the Liberian people.
Okay.
Once you tell a child who go on a pangana and he say to you, it's not inside, then when he goes, you will see it. That's what happened to Liberia. We told the Liberian people when the election was going on, we told them CDC is not good anymore. We fail up. Unity Party telling you that they're coming to rescue their party. So you shouldn't take them. you take someone who have a skill, when we say skill, strong managerial skill, that will, because the country deserves to be managed by a good manager. But when we tell them, first thing, what did they ostracise us. The grade that we had before, they bring us down to 1 point something. So now they are in a mess. And that mess, I bet you, Mr. Kamara, the Unity Party will not be able to fix the mess. I don't care what they do, they will not be able to fix the mess. Even if you bring back CDC, CDC will not be able to fix the mess. We need good managers who will be able to mortgage our country to the international business entities to come up to our rescue. Some of the major streets then need to be paid by company and put toll on it. But they didn't have the ideas, they didn't have the technical know-how, they didn't have the potential to do it. So we'll remain like this for the rest of our lifetime. That's how I see it. So long we're focusing on unity parties, CDC, here and there, rest of it. Bring all these draconian politicians from J.J. Roberts and up the presidency. This should be paid. Send President Tuckman time. We didn't do it. But you don't show me that Labrador don't have money, but you don't have the money to spend it for this.
Yeah, okay.
So Jamal, the whole thing here is, where are they going to get 7 billion from? That's the question. The fact is, if they cannot even address the bread and butter issue that require less money, that 7 billion will get to do rules. In reality, this is now it's just a good proposal that to be able to have a good rule network, you need this money, but we don't have it. So I would say my advice here, because I know they might be depending on World Bank or IMF to provide them with some funding to carry all this. They should just drive to Burkina Faso. You don't have to fly, to ask the young 35-year-old boy how he managed to build rules in his country. Because we don't have the means to generate our own money, because the people that we have, they don't have the idea to generate money. And then they're talking about $7 billion. You don't build skyscraper overnight. So when you address the issue that is required, then you find out that this development takes time. They come at a right time. Well, here we go. Your national budget don't even reach 1 billion, and you're looking for 7 billion to do road. It's not realistic.
Right. Okay. Yeah, Paul. Thank you. Good. I think you have a good point there. Let's move on, guys. Yeah, what a story. $7 billion to complete our rules, to make our rule fine. So they told us in 100 days there will be no cars stuck in mods, and now we still need to raise $7 billion. So I think our budget is about a little closer to 800 million. But now we're looking about 7 billion, not even 1 billion, the national budget. So what we're going to get there, I think, with the freeze on international aid right now from America and other countries. So I don't know where we're going to get it. Probably the government has to raise that money for us. In that case, that's a story we'll find out. Probably we won't be able to have someone to address the issue. How can we raise the $7 billion to make our road network good? Our paved roads in Liberia all over the country. So we move on, gentlemen. Yesterday we talked about mpox was spreading fast in Liberia. We talk about how can it be prevented. Now the Ministry of Health is telling us there's a vaccine available. Gentlemen, this is not a good news for us. Liberian news, free mpox vaccine launched. So it's all over Liberia, but it's not enough. So can we give them the credit for bringing these things out to make sure they are ahead of time to address the issue? Mr. Dollar?
Yeah. I think we discussed about the vaccine.
Yeah, but it's launched already. The government is still telling us that it's launched, vaccine, then it's not enough. It's a good news for us. Is government making an effort? Are we asking to do more? Is that enough, or do we need to do more health education about how to prevent the disease from spreading?
Yeah. Okay. Let me come in with my own wanting to take into this particular. Our situation is so petty. You know, we don't have the potential. We don't have the technical know-how to do this thing there. We don't have a good laboratory systems in our country. We don't have the necessary educational systems to help ourselves. We can always go down to the international communities, the Red Cross peoples and whatever international work to help them to appeal to them to help us. One of the major donors before Donald Trump took over was America. And Donald Trump make it clear to all that you're not helping us because he said we are not serious money people. He make several examples and stuff like that. Even today, I was watching a program on Al Jazeera where the South African president wanted to go and appeal to help them to boost up their economy. And they say that they can do it, and they stay talking it. So because of the crime rate in our countries, it's too hard. People are not secure. Even the white farmers have been chased out of the country, and more justice and things. A similar thing like that happening in our country. More justice have rampant now in our country. So where can we really go to ask the people to help us, to at least to put this particular pandemic under control? So the little one that we have, we can be managing this, and at the same time, we need to talk to our citizens, like the announcement that we're making. All topsoil holes and things to take all their jacket off and champion the campaign to educate our people how to take prevention. That's one of the best things, and the little one that the government has, how they can attack strategic areas like the border areas, port of entry. You should go and attack these areas and the agency in this area to see whoever is coming in to make sure that he is examining them and if it's possibilities, give them vaccine.
Well, I think you spoke on it, right?
No. So, Jabba.
Yes, sir.
If the vaccine is not enough, and so where do we get money from to buy vaccine? Now, the thing is,
very good question. Yeah, go
on. A serious country would do the obvious, but a country where it's not serious, they do the opposite. Our legislatures, every 3 years, they get new car worth $45,000 each. Our president bought 2 bulletproof cars, and the vice president bought a bulletproof car worth $1.1 million each. Now, there is a health crisis in the country now. The people that were depending on to beg for money, saying no, we're cutting down aid. So where do we get this money from? My advice to the government, the Joseph Newman Boyka should go and sell a bulletproof car so we can get more vaccine for our people. Because he's under no threat at all in our country for he to be riding $1.1 million bulletproof car. The cars that were already given to him from the WIA administration, he should continue with it and sell. So this is what happens when you have a serious country. People will put their people first. But in Liberia, they don't put their people first. They put themselves first. Then when crisis break out, they become beggars. This is the situation we face with. So my advice to the UP government, look, there are 3 bulletproof cars. They didn't say 2 that will help to get up more vaccine. So that's my thought on this.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. Thank you very much, Paul. The next thing I want to bring to your attention is like, yeah, that's a very good point. I hope the government will be listening to us because with the health crisis in the country, we need to make sure that people are, protected health-wise. This it won't be an epidemic, So it is now on. I hope it can be controlled. With these vaccine launched this year, they have launched the vaccine, but they don't. It's not enough. So I hope the government can do something about it. Now we have three more newspapers to look into. Then we'll go to international scene. Paul, what we got tonight is this one. I think this is something a sad story for Liberia. This story here is a nurse here on the newspaper from the New Public newspaper, dead at last. Something there's a campaign, fundraising campaign for this young lady. I think the nurse had some delivery complication in Liberia and was rushed to one of the African countries for help. Paul, you got some information on this story. Can you share that with us?
I mean, there's a sad story. This girl went to the hospital to give birth, and she found out that her kidney someone took her kidney from her. And wow. I think Monty Crowley and others raised this issue a few months back, and people were donating money to help her take her from Liberia for survival. And the sadness is she passed. So something she went for, it became different thing. This is a situation with our country. When I say we don't invest in our people, medical situation, these are what we get. You see?
Okay.
So what are those doctors, the nurses that cause this get death? They get away with it free. See?
Mr. Dollar, what's your take on the story? Mr. Dolly?
You muted.
All right. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. This girl story, I don't have much information on her story. But what I can remember some time ago, this young man that asylum in Belgium came up with a story about this girl and asking for fundraising support for her to go for treatment. But the point of the matter is, people said that she went to deliver and they took her kidney. These are the hospital that she went to, but he said that he was EAWA. Instead of government to take that situation serious, to investigate whether the allegation is true or false, government did not even pay no attention to it. Private people get into it. And kidney is a problem. Kidney issue is a serious problem for any human being. So they have to fly out to Ghana. I don't know, has money to stay up to this time with the kidney problem. So that's the only one I know of. We took off from Liberia to Ghana for further medical or something. And the government neglected her case. That's what I know of.
Wow. One thing that is very common now, Liberia should be in West Africa, it should be one of the referral center, like JFK should want to be hospital and Trivia as well. And I think Redemption should help as well. Now we have Jacksonville Hospital, we have the hospital in Bapulu County, all these hospitals coming up. And now we are taking some, I'm not against going to Ghana for the medical treatment, but now we can't even help our own people. That's a sad story, gentlemen. We are dealing with a situation right now in Liberia that we can't help medical issues. And these are major problems. The food issue, the road network, the medical facilities are very poor in Liberia. And now, then this newspaper is saying, and the dead are last after all the struggle, who pays for the negligence? The question is, will this woman death issue go in vain? I think this is the end of it, because after this pain, we put in the newspaper and they're going to hear nothing anymore. But that's a sad story for the family. We want to know, probably they're not asking for payback, but we want to avoid these reoccurrence of these problems in the future where someone will just go and just perform some kind of medical surgery, on these persons and have no idea. It's not trained to do it. I think recently I've been trained in news, like there was a fake medical doctor in Liberia working in the hospital of the second man in Liberia, the second man in command, and that's the guy. He also at some point was the chief medical officer I mean, president of the Liberian Medical Association in Liberia, how much you can go. We don't even do investigation. We go ahead and take and just award people on the certificate without any due diligence. I mean, it's a sad story for us in Liberia. But anyway, we wish this lady family well. I know it's a sad story to discuss her death right now, but it's something we want to look into is why this should continue in Liberia when we should be doing better to change the story. Well, since July this year will be 178 years old, and we're still struggling to even produce a better healthcare delivery system in the country. 178 years in July this year. That's the country. No good way it works.
So Jamal,
Yes.
I'm victim of this situation in Liberia.
Okay.
My cousin and my auntie passed away negligent from the hospital.
Okay. Sorry
And
to hear that.
they seem to get away with it because until a serious government comes to power that will invest in health and education, Liberia will thrive. But the way it is, we don't have serious people that are heading us. Look at Rwanda when they took off a Paul Kagame. It was two things that when the people are healthy, they educated, the country will build itself. But in Liberia, it's the total opposite. When a lawmaker take they take their $45,000 car, young people run behind them, the country is okay. They don't care for the people. This is why you get if you have a banana republic.
Yeah, that's true. You see,
Go
Mr.
on,
Kamara.
Go on, Mr. Dolly. Go on.
Okay.
Hello, go on, Mr. Dolly.
Let me bring a little information to you guys.
Okay.
Trouble time up to the early stage of PRC government.
Okay.
The referral hospital then was up to date. You were up to date. You see, Phoebe was one of the best hospital. People used to come from everywhere around us to come there for treatment. GFK was the same thing. Bombing Hill Medical Center was one of them too. So, but once, like what Paul just said, one irresponsible people took over. They begin to neglect the relevant issue and focus on fiasco situation. These are the end result you can get. That's why I will say when people ask me what time the Liberian province that I would say immediately when the military took over.
Yeah.
I will always say this. Immediately when the military took over, our problem became. And instead of improving, we are declining every day. And the civil war came and messed the whole thing up again. So I don't know. That's why I can say here. We are in a serious dilemma situation.
Okay. All right, Mr. Dolly. Thank you very much. That's I think, Paul. We look into that. Paul, the last thing before we go to international something on Liberia. There are from Liberia right now will be this one. There's the EPA, which is the environmental something. Is it EPA? Protection Agency.
Environmental protection
agency is intensifying demolition exercise around Montserrat County. They are breaking roads into valleys and other places. The sad story about it is two things, Paul. Mr. Dolly, they are breaking new homes that are built. They say they are not properly built in the right area for environmental reasons, health, so they are breaking new places. The thing is, most of the people have nowhere to go. And we know very well they build that on the ground that it was the government called alley, the bill alley, or in the swampy area should be environmentally protected. But is the government providing any of the support, or they shouldn't have done that anyway in the first place? What do you guys believe? What's the argument here? Should the government continue to bring these places down without compensating them at least not all, but give them a place to stay while they break this place down? Or you shouldn't give them anything because they knew that they should have built in that area and build it.
Can I come in?
Yeah.
You want to come in?
Yeah, I can come in. But the situation with Liberia, when they say lack of leadership, this is where it comes to bed. The country will have something in Liberia called the National Housing Authority. Can we find out when last they ever put a zine house down for their own people to rent? In Euro, they call it non-Kwame zero. There's unemployment is very high in the 15 counties. So people travel everywhere struggling. So if they see little place, they will squat. So what you do? Get a National Housing Authority to be very active and then make an announcement that this alleyway is causing hassle in the country. So we'll be breaking the houses down, but if you break them, you move them somewhere else. Or nothing as such. So this probably not going to go away. They will continue breaking houses. As they break, the people will come back. This is the situation. You need a really good leadership in our country. There is money that is being used in the Capitol building that one group of people will hijack and take all the money. But then if that money that the Capitol building is taking, if you put that money into little housing unit, you ease this situation. Only in Liberia will have this funny situation. People build on an alleyway. Even if I tell you something here, if your big man house on an alleyway, they will not break it down. That's Liberia for you. Padole, come in.
Thank you very much. Look, let me tell you something. I said this thing here. When Togo came to power, Togo decided to tackle two major things. One was real estate problem. He knew that people were living in dilapidated areas. So he decided to build estate. His brother was in business. He used to Stephen Tower. How can we regard as Stephen Tower estate? Tower began to start building estate in strategic areas then to accommodate people. So the national housing authorities were mandated to introduce something because zoning law, where people should go and build house. And zoning law only start enforcing immediately when the military took over. When the military took over, they stopped exercising the zoning law. So because most of the people that came into power at that time, they were from down the line. So they say they are in for the poor people. And not only came to bury the poor people. So that's where our problem started, as I continue to say. The people that built these horses and things then, they knew there was no control. For you and I in this part of the world, or in the even right here in Africa, in our neighboring country, before you build house in any area, you have to go to the commissioner of that area. You will look at the area that needs to be built and what type of house that needs to be built. Even in Ghana, similar. You didn't just jump up and build things. So I don't have no feeling for these people. But however, these people, one day or a day, they will start getting some constituencies, representatives, and senators to prepare good law for them to be accommodated. Because they are making vast money. This money then supposed to be invested into housing to build real estate for people. They are not doing it. They're taking it in pockets. Many of these MPs and the representatives and senators then got plenty of houses around renting up to the people.
Okay, thank you. So thank you very much. Paul, thank you very much. I want to take a commercial break, then we'll come back and we'll move on to. All right. Yeah. So we'll take a commercial break, come back, we'll go to the international deck. So we'll get Paul for international news tonight. Paul, after the commercial.
Yeah, so okay. We'll go for commercial
Di
break now.
Lorenzo, G Grace. Hems vocal, Liberia number one vocal, Liberia number one, right? Okay.
The phrase, a new sheriff is in town, does not only belong to law enforcement. How about the introduction of Liberia's premier vodka, a quality and customized liquor for all occasions? Try the flavor of your choice. Hams Vodka, Hams Honey, Hams Bitter, and Hams Original Vodka. Hams Vodka has no hangover. That's why they say Papa drank Mama happy. Hams Vodka is sold in all stores, shops, supermarkets, and entertainment centers in Liberia. For wholesale, contact Hams Vodka at 0777 001114, 0777 000 We can also be reached via social media on Facebook and IG at Hams Vodka or www.hansvodka.com. In the United States, please contact Hams North America Incorporated at 610-543-9289, 484-888-1622, 484-755-8411. Hams Vodka is approved by the U.S. federal government. Hams Vodka brings out the real man in you.
I tell you in my boy and my blood. Every time when I stay on the block, everybody knows it. We husband. And forgot that number one. Oh, from Liberia all around. In supermarket store and everywhere. And forgot that number one. Oh.
Yeah, Paul, what do you got from the national scene, brother?
Yeah, good evening to our audience and good evening, guys. If you're joining us for the first time, kindly share the show or click on the like button to you'll be notified. We're also on the Bottom Line Radio 24/7. Guys, we have a few things on the international scene. The situation in the Middle East. We're not going to talk about the war in Russia. But next door to Liberia, there is a breaking news, but it hasn't been confirmed. And this is the thing that is trading in. You see here, this is Ivory Coast. It has been alleged that there is a military coup in Ivory Coast. So we cannot confirm this news, but what happened in Africa, they have cut off the internet services, so no one have access to information from Africa. That's why the major news have not reported this. So this have been trading on the social media. But Jamal, I don't know if you heard anything or Padole. This is the situation that we face with West Africa.
Yeah.
Next to us. It has been alleged that military coup and one of the army general has been killed. We cannot confirm that, but it's trading. That there's no way that you can contact anyone in Africa because the government has shut down social media and internet connectivity. Well, guys, what I said before, I bring you guys in. I managed to pull out this little thing from Abidjan. And I think before their internet went down, group of young people were also, they have used this system called the VPN to bring out information. So watch this. This is from the Côte d'Ivoire.
Je suis là pour Gbagbo Laurent. Parce qu'on a voté.
Yeah, let me say now. I can interpret what the guy is saying in a way. Saying they should, a lot of what should leave from here. And it's not like where it's Musi and Laurent Gbagbo is a Ivorian should move. So that's the interpretation. I think that's what that's a little French I can see.
Right.
That sorry?
I got fresh information.
Okay, go on,
Okay.
I talked to my nephew in Ivory Coast. an hour ago. Immediately when I got this news.
So can you please speak a little louder?
Huh?
Yeah, go on.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to my nephew in Abidjan 2 hours ago. 2 WhatsApp number.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What's the story?
Pardon, you gotta speak on that interesting thing, but you know.
What's the story?
The story is, the boy told me that the military was in some chemists among that sent yesterday. It started yesterday. But today, at the time that I talked to him, situation was really be under control. But now, there's going to be an election sooner or later. And that election, people are saying that they don't want Asana Ouattara to continue leadership anymore. Between the civilian and everybody. I told him, I said, but we got information on the military took over. I said, no. The military chief of staff have been shot dead. He was ambushed.
Wow.
The military chief of staff was ambushed by some investment. Now the government has shut down everything, closed all the border. I can even call him right now again and put it on the last speaker, you will hear it. So, you got to talk to him 2 hours before talking to...
You want to be speaking English to us?
Eh?
Can you speak English?
The boy? You speak English?
But can you speak English?
You speak English, yeah, as well.
Yeah, put it through now. Let's see what got. What is it? We're asking a question.
Yeah. So,
in the meantime, let's be discussing why you're trying to get hold of him.
Yeah. So basically, I call him. He said, that's
okay.
He said, Father, because his father and me, we are the first brothers. I was next to his father. His father passed away. He's staying with him.
Right, okay.
So,
once the daughter trying to get hold of the...
We'll try to call him again.
Paul, let's discuss what articles look like. Once the daughter trying to make an attempt to speak to
the
you.
information I just got.
Yeah.
The militaries.
Yeah.
You know what angles you have for their chief of staff, the ambush.
Yeah.
And the chief of staff were coming from having meeting with the defense minister somewhere. On his way going, you were ambushed, he shot him.
Okay.
Okay.
Lawyer?
All right. So why are you
trying to Paul must have been discussing the situation in Ivory Coast. In the meantime, we're trying to get hold of any latest information for Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast regarding what's going on. We don't know what's going on in Ivory Coast at the moment. If you have any information shared with us, this is the Bottom Line Liberia coming to you live from Central Europe.
Let me see if I can get him now.
All right.
Put yourself on mute while we have the discussion here, Paul,
the situation in Ivory Coast, I think what is going to be is
on mute.
Yeah, when you get the person, just put on you when you get the person, or read yourself, signal out, will put him through.
All right.
Paul,
I come and mute myself now.
Paul?
Yes?
You see, the thing about Ivory Coast, the military reaching Ivory Coast seems to be very, very hard to be possible because the present leadership is really supported by the French government. It has the similar interest in our country. Definitely winning getting this guy or any other military coup would not succeed in the Ivory Coast right now. I can say that. I'm not saying it's not 100%, but in a sense that when the French backing, when the French presence in our country, what happened without the trouble, that was a military conflict that went on, you could see the French involvement, they were heavily involved, and they protected Alassane Ouattara, and he was being there all along. So that would have unseated him, but they successfully, the French did their best. They kept him in power up to now.
The internet is off right now.
Okay. So that's the situation in Ivory Coast right now. So this guy has not had the chance to. I mean, the people of he's kind of condemned. He's about almost in the 80s right now, and he's not finding a way to give a chance to other people to step in. And it also seems to be another situation where they want to use his country to invade Burkina Faso, which seems to be the problem in West Africa right now. People don't really support that. I think in other ways, also being very, very careful. He's been bringing development to Cote d'Ivoire. He's been doing a lot of good work in the Cote d'Ivoire, but that's not the issue. People are saying He's sick, he's old, he needs to go away and give other people a chance. The young brains to give a chance, like in country like Senegal, next door. So Africa's Cote d'Ivoire, to be specific, is not going to get that real peace right now. But then, if this guy is anything, our bad thing is, Alassane Ouattara need a peaceful step down to move out, then got a new election. So he needs to give a chance to that government to the young people, whoever is not going to run, because he's kind of going for the third or fourth time and going to put impose on the people, which is not what the citizens are not going to like it. They're going to be the first to protect him, to keep him in power if they have to.
Yeah, but this is what happened. If you change the constitution for you to stay in power, people get angry. And this is what this some echo from somewhere. So if you have this going on, somebody who term finished and they still want to stay in power, definitely the country will rise up. And when it rise up, you cannot stay. No matter how the French will back you, you at some point they will run you out. And this is what's going to happen in Africa.
Similar to happening in Guinea.
If you can't go, if you can't go, then what happened? It become unbearable for you and the country, and people, you cannot govern on that situation. So that means you have to put people, the army, to kill their own civilian. If that happens, you'll not stay. They will run you out. So if this happening to Ouattara now, that alone is concerning, because remember too the situation with the Sahel states today. All of young people in Africa looking at Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. So this shouldn't be surprised. We said it on a program that in the next few years there'll be coups in Africa, and if they attempt in Africa Coast, we shouldn't be surprised again. It could be somewhere around the corner. So I can see it from a distance that in the next 10 years from now or 5 years, we'll have 2-3 coups in our place, and these young people will take over. They will run the country the way they want to run it. And this is what happens when you have leaders who don't care for their people. Somebody will wake up and take power. That's what's going to happen. And Ouattara, although the French were backing, how long will he go when they don't want him?
Yeah. You're right about that, Paul.
Can I come in with?
Yeah, go on, Mr. Dolly.
Yeah.
So this is a situation. And go on, Padre.
Yeah, Mr. Dolly, go on.
All right. That was the information I got 2 hours ago. I talked to my nephew. He told me this story here. Now I'm bringing him. He's not on the line. The network is down. I'm trying to bring him now. The network is down. I will still continue. A week ago.
Yeah, trap.
Huh? Are you there?
Yeah, go on.
The week ago.
We hearing you.
Yeah, the week ago, I got information from Ivory Coast. I got a lot of relatives in Ivory Coast residing there. I think that he calling me now. He calling me now. Yeah?
Okay. Answer the call, mute yourself, and then put him. Yeah, while we wait for Padoli to bring this guy on from Ivory Coast, I think it's concerning. It's scary. Yeah. It's scary. And West Africa is on a time bomb. And if that happens, people, Nigerians too, they always cool in Nigeria. So all of these West African corrupt leaders now will start thinking they won't sleep well. If this is information that is coming from Africa, that means it will start scaring a lot of them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So while we wait for Padole, there's other news trading in Africa. And this is, Jamal, I want you to look at this thing here. These are all military leaders in West Africa.
Except one.
Excluding one. This is the new, and these are all young people. They're not people that in 60, they're around 50 down. Look at them. This is what happening now when other countries in the region see their brothers and these people that
You heard what he
taking
said,
their
right?
country to a different level.
This
is
hello.
We didn't hear you.
You didn't hear him, Mr. Dollar. We want to kill him live.
We didn't hear the conversation.
We didn't hear the conversation, Mr. Dollar. We didn't hear the conversation.
Huh?
We did not hear you.
You didn't hear what the boss said?
No, we're not hearing you. We're not listening to you.
Okay. I just
Can you interpret to us? Tell us what's going on, Mr. Dollar.
Yeah, he said right now the military have not taken over yet.
We didn't hear you.
Oh, you're not yet.
Right. Mr. Dollar is trying to give us on the volume. I think he was just joining this about Liberia. Mr. Dollar is trying to get in contact with what's going on in Ivory Coast. Is there a sketchy news from Ivory Coast? Since the internet connection is down in Ivory Coast, and you're trying to get to some information, some sources in Ivory Coast to tell us what's actually happening on the ground, because we want to know what's happening next door. Cote d'Ivoire is next to Liberia and is one of the closest countries next door. So we are concerned as well. So that's the reason we're trying to get some information from there, like the primary source from Cote d'Ivoire. So we're trying to get some information that you know what's going on right now, what's unfolding in Cote d'Ivoire. The internet connection, according to the story, is down. It's coming off and on. There was some shooting we heard. It's not confirmed yet, but I think the chief of staff was shot in an ambush. There were some skirmishes I heard, but we can't confirm anything right now. So we're trying to get hold of someone in Cote d'Ivoire to tell us what's actually happening on the ground, what's on the street. But in the meantime, we will keep you sometime informed tomorrow. About tomorrow, we'll get clear information. I know about tomorrow daylight. Tomorrow we'll get clear. We'll know what's going on. So, gentlemen, that's the story tonight. Paul, what else do you have on the international desk?
Yeah, did you hear me? Because I just talked to him briefly. What he said to me, did you hear me?
Well, we're not listening to you. Well, just tell us what happened.
Yeah, but did you hear me now?
No, we did not hear you.
Huh?
We did not hear you.
Oh my God! You're not.
You tell us, Mr. Dollar, what happened? We did not hear you. Mr. Dollar? Hello? Mr. Dollar? Hello? Hello? Paul? Paul?
Oh my God! Yes. Hello. Can you hear me?
Paul?
Let me go off and come back.
Paul?
Can I go off and come back?
Oh, it's freezing already. Right, okay. Mr. Dollar, I think we got to, thank you. Paul?
Yes.
I think we need to do time response spend. Is there anything else on the international desk? If nothing, we can have it closed and got to run and get our final comments so we can close the show. So tomorrow, got no story. Mr. Dollar is struggling to get the person in Cote d'Ivoire, but what's really going on right now?
But Mr. Dolly, keep muted and say, talk to us, Mr. Dolly. We hear you now.
You hearing me now?
Yes.
As I said, I just get to talking to the boy. I call him, I put it on the loudspeaker for you people to hear. But unfortunately, you said that you don't hear it. He said to me that there's a problem still existing. And the demonstration is going on heavily everywhere in Abidjan, but the military have not yet taken over. So the government is the one that's shutting everywhere down to have control over the movement. Then I told him, I said, you have to stay home and leave the street. He said, yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
Okay.
But yesterday, the chief of staff was shot by the soldier, and they rushed into the hospital. He died.
All right then. All right, thank you very much. That was it. That was our final thing concerning what's going on at Cote d'Ivoire. There's a massive demonstration, according to information, I can't confirm it. And there's a massive demonstration across the country calling for the resignation of the president, Alassane Ouattara. But we don't know there's any military took over, and that's according to the story we're getting from Mr. Dollar, from a reliable source from Cote d'Ivoire.
region, not even everywhere in the city.
In Abidjan, and according to the story, that there's something that's a demonstration going all around, including for calling for the resignation of the president, which is Alassane Ouattara. So that's all we want tonight. Thank you very much for joining us, gentlemen. Let's have our take away, then we can call it a night. I want to say a big thank you to all who join us from, those who join us and are wanting to always be part of the show on Tuesdays and Fridays. We'll be here tomorrow. We'll give you more brand new story for Liberia across the world as well. So we say big thank you from my end, and I will join my colleagues to wish you well tonight. I will go to Mr. Dollar, then for that part, the Lord should play. Then we can have a commercial and we'll have a pleasant evening. Mr. Dollar?
Yeah, thank you very much. Here's my closing statement. What I do observe right now from this kind of episode that going on in our neighboring country is a wake up sign for our government. Because the government know that they are not doing anything for the people. The people are very, very suffering. The people are struggling to even end meet. So when this thing happened, the military takeover in Africa is a wake-up call for the Liberian government. And so that's what I can see here happening. I hope everything will be better in our country, because when things go off hand, the innocent people suffer. So that's what I can say. But the government need to know that if you're not performing well, your citizens will go against you. I'll stop there for now.
Okay, Padoli, thank you. And from my end here, I think it was a good conversation with the newspaper review, and the trading information that we got from Africa was good. That Padoli had to call his brother, his nephew, to get inside information that yet army general were killed, but there is a serious crisis going on. Ouattara is in problem. People don't want him, and that is concerning for him. I mean, his self-esteem is about time that he leave. Let other people do the thing. If not, he will be like what happened in Guinea. Somebody from the inner circle may come and run him out, and that I think that would be good for Africa. He too old. He need to step aside and go look after his grandchildren. Living across West Africa, for me, I would be very, very much delighted to see that happening. Even in country be happy, because if you have get somebody who have vision for the country, seize power and suspend the bloody constitution, and then let it take the country to another level. And what is happening in Burkina Faso, we see it happening in Rwanda. So it's about time that we have people who are serious minded people. So that's my view, and I wish, and that could be my prayer, that it will happen all around Africa, so we can have serious leaders than being big backers. Well, on that note, guys, it was a good show.
Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you very much for joining. Wherever John will say good afternoon, good evening, good morning. This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Want to please join us tomorrow. We'll be here tomorrow, same time from 8 o'clock up to another 2-hour section. So my colleague, I guess Linford Igbo will be here, as well as Francis Mensah will be here as well. Mr. Don will be here tomorrow. I won't be here. Paul will be here to take you through. So we say thank you very much. Be part of the show. Always when you join us, subscribe and make sure we're going to discuss. And what do you need to be part of the show? What do you think? What are we saying? What thing can we do to improve the show? I want to say a big thank you to Fuma. It's a Fuma Okemine, Chadela Brown, Chile, always around. We're not forgetting. Let me see some new got people like Philip Kate. Thank you very much for joining. We're not also forgetting Pastors Mawolo Jason and Mawolo E. Sayan. All thank you for joining. Many of us that we couldn't call the need tonight. Thank you for being part of the show tonight. We want to be part of the show and always subscribe. We want to make sure we deliver what we can deliver to you from Liberia and outside the world. With Paul, go to our commercial and wish you a pleasant evening.
Thank you. So I see
Di Lorenzo, G Grace. Hems vocal, Liberia number one vocal, Liberia number one, right? Okay.
The phrase, a new sheriff is in town, does not only belong to law enforcement. How about the introduction of Liberia's premier vodka, a quality and customized liquor for all occasions? Try the flavor of your choice. Ham's Vodka, Ham's Honey, Ham's Bitter, and Ham's Original Vodka. Ham's Vodka has no hangover. That's why they say Papa drank Mama happy. Ham's Vodka is sold in all stores, shops, supermarkets, and entertainment centers in Liberia. For wholesale, contact Ham's Vodka at 0777 001114, 0777 000-979. We can also be reached via social media on Facebook and IG at Ham's Vodka or www.hamsvodka.com. In the United States, please contact Ham's North America Incorporated at 610-543-9289, 484-888-1622, 484-755-8411. Ham's Vodka is approved by the U.S. federal government. Ham's Vodka brings out the real man in you.
I tell you in my boy and my blood, every time when I stay on the block, everybody knows it, we have stand. And forgot that number one, oh, from Liberia all around. In supermarket store and everywhere, and forgot that number one, oh.
This is Bottom Line Liberia.